Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel, ladies and gentlemen, once again. And today we are going to have a very interesting video about planet Z, the Centaur, which is known as the planet Cupid by Greeks. And this is the real planet, which is the ruler of the zodiac sign of Leo. This is the center stage for all the people who become famous celebrities, right? So the planet Cupid, or the Indian term for this is Kamadeva. There is something that has the attraction in every one of us. Wherever this planet Z is placed in our horoscopes, that is the area which seeks the attention of the world. Okay, so if this one particular centaur is placed very well in your horoscope, you can be a famous celebrity. So most of the famous Hollywood or Bollywood celebrities, we can always see that the planet Z is placed in a very, very good position for them. Okay, so in this today's video, I'm going to talk about two examples of this planet Z that is being placed in different famous celebrity horoscopes, and we are also going to understand the debilitation and exaltation points, Uchasthanas and Nichasthanas of this planet Z. All right, please stick on to this video until the end, and you understand at the end of the day where exactly is your own planet Z and how is it playing its role in your horoscope. Please put up your comments, and I would be really glad that you subscribe and press the bell icon of this channel, because you are going to get continuous updates as and when I put it up. Okay, so let's go on to the actual video, friends. For a while we have been hearing that Venus is the planet of beauty, no doubt about it at all. But please understand, the planet Cupid or Kamadeva or the planet Z is the centaur that gives absolute beauty in all senses. Okay, it's not just the human beauty. Even if anything is done and created during the best positions of planet Z, it is going to build a beautiful monument or an architecture. Any creative thing that is done which seeks the attraction of the world is all seen through this planet Cupid. All right, this is a centaur which makes big difference in winning some colossal victories, like for example a football game. A person from nowhere comes up and lifts the World Cup. That is possible when when this planet is extremely well placed in the horoscope. So we have to pay a lot of attention to planet Cupid and understand that this is the original ruler of zodiac sign of Leo. See, we know that the sun is the ruler of Leo in classical Indian astrology, and we have been applying it for several years now. And now, please understand that sun is a luminary and it's Atma Karaka. So it cannot be just, it's the owner of everything. It's the owner of everything. It cannot just rule Leo. The entire solar system belongs to sun, our star. If that sun is not there, nothing exists. Whereas planet Cupid is this centaur which is there, right there. We understand that Cupid belt, and everybody knows now. I have made two more videos already, Planet X and Planet Z. Please go and refer to those videos. And this planet Cupid, or the centaur, which is also there in the Cupid belt, right between the track of Neptune and Pluto, it also has a very eccentric orbit, and it also takes about 57 years to complete one circle around the sun. All right, so these are all very eccentrically orbited planets, okay, or the centaurs, and please understand that this particular centaur is extremely important, and it rules the zodiac sign of Leo. How was this derived? It's the great research work of Greenstone Lobo. Again, he has taken more than 5,000 celebrities' horoscopes, and then he has placed this particular planet after studying this in detail from NASA website, okay, and that's where we got this information very clearly well defined. All right, now let's go to the planet Z and its characteristics. Okay, the planet Z is really the god of desire, attraction, the real there is something in you that attracts the rest of the world, and that particular aspect is created by planet Z. That's what I can see. The scientific name of planet Z is 2008 FC76. Okay, this particular name is given by NASA website. Okay, and karma is the characteristics of it's an Indian name for Indian mythological character for attraction. Okay, and that particular attractiveness, which is real, a real thing that makes you a famous celebrity. Okay, imagine that way. And highly creative work is seen because Leo is the fifth zodiacal sign in the original Kalapurusha Kundali horoscope. Right, so fifth house is all about creativity, the film, the showbiz, basically. Whatever you do on the dais, on the stage, is all seen by the entire world, and even the famous TV celebrities and all that, they're going to have this planet Z in the best position. All right. So attractiveness, beauty, glamour. Again, I told you it is the higher octane of Venus. Venus is definitely a very artistic planet and planet of beauty, but you can imagine 10 times of that Venus is seen through this planet Cupid. Okay, it's the object of desire. Whatever you want to desire, whatever you want to possess, that is seen through artistic things. I'm saying is seen through planet Z, and it is going to give you the limelight. It's going to put you on that particular radar. Everybody can see you, and you will have that spotlight. Okay, so that's what it's about. And massive successes, colossal victories, accomplishments in life is seen through planet Z. Okay, for in terms of a common man, if I want to say, if your planet Z is well placed, you may be famous for certain thing in your family circle or in your friend circle. You may not be famous worldwide, but you will be at least famous in your circle of known people, something like that. So you'll be a very famous person if this planet is well placed. Okay, it also represents all your romance and the romantic behavior and relationships as well. So, as I told you, it takes about 57 years to complete one circle around the sun. And now the exaltation and debilitation points here. So it gets exalted in Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Taurus. Out of all these, the Pisces is a very extremely powerful exaltation point of planet Z, because Pisces is the last zodiacal sign, and it's a highly spiritual sign. And this planet gets exalted because it's a planet of beauty. The inner beauty, I can say, is deeply exalted in Pisces. And if you want to rank these four, I could say the the first one would be Pisces, the second one would be Libra, okay, and then third one is Sagittarius, and fourth one is Taurus. So you can rank them in that pattern, okay, in that sequence. Now, the deepest exaltation happens at 13 degrees of Pisces. Whoever has this type of combination of the planet Z, look into your charts. If it is at 13 degrees, it's going to give the maximum results. Of course, it can. This 13 degrees applicable to all the four. I'm saying more so for Pisces zodiac sign, Meena Rashi. Right, the fall houses, of course, opposite of Leo, which is the own house, is going to be the fall house, and debilitations is going to happen in the exactly opposite zodiac signs. So four exaltations and four debilitation, it's all like this, because this is a very long duration path of planet Z. In this process, it gets exalted in four zodiacal signs and debilitated in four. All right, so these are the exact ones. If you want to pictorially remember and memorize, you can always take a screenshot of this and understand. So Leo is going to be the own sign. That's why I put it in blue color circle here. And the deepest exalt, I forgot to put it in Libra. So this is the Libra, the Sagittarius, Pisces, and Taurus. These are the four exaltation points. And at the same time, the debilitation happens in the opposite signs. Opposite of Pisces is Virgo. It gets debilitated here. Opposite of Leo is Aquarius. It gets its fall house. Okay, it becomes very weak. In fall house means it becomes very weak. It doesn't give the results as much as the person expects. And then the Gemini becomes opposite of Sagittarius, and it also gets weak here, or it's a debilitation point. Right? So now Let's try to understand this particular deity in Indian terms is known as Kamadeva, and he travels on a parrot, and he has got a bow and arrow, and the arrow is made up of flowers. That's what he is. He's the god of love. He teaches man how to make love. That's the Indian concept of Kamadeva. All right. So let's try to understand this by putting it in different houses. Again, I'm going to understand. I'm going to assume a hypothetical horoscope which has the Aries as, or the Mesha Rashi as the ascendant. Okay. This ascendant number one can be any one of these zodiac signs. Please look into your chart. Please go to greenstonelobo.com. Put in your the date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth accurately, and from there you will get a beautiful color coded chart. I showed this in my previous videos, and then from there, based on your lagna or the ascendant, you can always understand these explanations that I'm going to make. So I'm assuming that you are born in Mesha Lagnam, or the ascendant of Aries. So when with respect to Aries, I'm going to explain, but you have to understand for your own. For example, a person who is seeing this video is born in ascendant sign of Libra. So for him, this Libra becomes number one, and it carries on like this 2, 3, 4, etc. until 12. So that's the sign placements of planet Z in each of the zodiac sign according to your own horoscope. Now let's put Aries as the first one. Imagine for Aries, the lord of the fifth house becomes the planet Z becomes the lord of the fifth house. So imagine this comes and sits in the first house itself. Okay, the first house is the debilitation point for this man, because this man is going to have exaltation if it is in seventh house of Libra, but unfortunately it comes to his personality and it gets debilitated, it becomes weak. So maybe this person may not be known as a very special personality in his circle. He may not become that famous. Okay, of course, I'm not covering other points of the horoscope. I'm just saying that fifth lord coming to the first house makes a man born with the children who may not bring him name and fame. Okay, so fifth, and he may not be a very creative person. All right, let us put planet Z in the second house for him, Taurus. Taurus is, remember, the exaltation point for planet Z. So fifth lord and second coming to the second house. That means connection between fifth and second is happening, and it's going to bring him the income and wealth. And his speech basically can be very attractive to people. Maybe this person can be a news anchor in a TV show, right? So we'll see some examples of such kind. So that person is going to become very famous and attractive because of his speech, because he's having the fifth lord planet Z exalted in second house. In the same way, if the planet Z goes to the third house, right, of Gemini, for example. So if it is placed in Gemini, it's going to be debilitated, and this man may not use his hands skillfully. For example, third house represents hands, and his mechanical ability will not be so strong, and he may not be famous for these activities. For example, his competition, his skills, his communication, short trips, and other things. His younger siblings may not be famous, and things like that. So whatever is the aspect of the third house is mentioned, you can always take a screenshot of this particular slide, and you try to put and interpret planet Z in different houses for your own horoscope. All right, let's put planet Z in zodiac sign of Cancer. In Cancer, it is black. It's neutral. It's neither good nor bad. And fifth, I even consider the Bhavat Bhavam effect. If the fifth lord goes to the fourth house, there is a loss of the fifth, right? So always the 12th house becomes the loss of that particular house. So it may not harm him much. He may have a car, he may have a normal car, but he may not be famous for having that car, for example. He may have a beautiful house, but that house will not make him famous. That's all. It may be, he may enjoy his property, he may enjoy his car, but he may not be known specially to the world based on that particular asset that he may have, because it's not very it's not exalted in zodiac sign of Cancer. Okay, let's say we put planet Z for this Mesha Rashi person, Mesha Lagna person, to the fifth house. Then it becomes very, very significant. The reason is, Fifth lord goes to the fifth house, so his children can make this person very famous. This person may be very creative. He can be in the media, he can be in the arts and things like that. He may have a YouTube channel of his own, for example, and broadcast to the entire world. And he may have the fifth, the speculative business, right? He may be very good and well-known person for making money through speculative business and things, whatever the aspects of fifth house. And puro punyam, that means this is the honors that you receive from your past birth. The good merits of the past birth may be very high for this person, and he may be extremely lucky because fifth lord in the fifth house gives great success to the people. Okay, in the same way, when it goes to sixth house, it gets debilitated. It is the not a good position for a fifth lord to be there in the sixth house. There may be some break in the education for a while, and he may get into health sciences, for example, and he may have to see the diseases of the people every day. He may be a doctor, for example. Fifth lord in the sixth house can make people to become doctor because education is related to the sixth house. Okay, but as far as planet Z is concerned, this person may not be a very famous celebrity person. All right, so imagine the seven for the Mesha or the Aries Lagna. If fifth lord is placed in the seventh house in deepest exaltation points, especially if it goes around 13 degrees, as I told you in my previous slides, 13 degrees will be the highest exaltation point. Then imagine he may have a beautiful spouse, so his spouse may become a very famous celebrity. Okay, so that is very much possible. He may have he may be a very big business tycoon. All his partners know him very well, and he is no seventh house represents others, right? So he may be famous personality. Okay, everybody knows this man, and he's extremely famous for his talents, and also his spouse will be good, and he may be famous in the foreign country as well. So this is a good position to have planet Z in the seventh house of Libra. Okay, in the same way, you have to see your own horoscope. I'm just taking the hypothetical horoscope of of Aries. All right, let us put the planet Z in eighth house of Scorpio for this man. Okay, if it is in eighth house, it's not a good house for it because it's get debilitated. He may have problems related to partners' resources. For example, this person may marry a spouse who is not so rich in nature. He may get a wife who is from a poorer or a below average income family. Okay, and then he may not receive that much of inheritance. There may be some career changes very often and things like that. So he may not be famous for any of these eighth house activities. Let us put planet Z, the fifth lord, into the ninth house of Sagittarius. It gets exalted in Sagittarius. This person surely is going to be known for his university degrees. He may be having a higher education. If at all he makes any, he himself, if he's a spiritual guru, he may be a very famous spiritual guru because there is a strong connection of fifth house and then the ninth house. This person may travel, and his travels will become famous. Everybody knows that this man is traveling and he's helping a lot of spiritual development in the world. Okay, and yes, these so many other characteristics that is mentioned in the ninth house, and the famous celebrity father may be there. So the person's father may also be famous because fifth lord coming to the sixth, and then fifth house coming to ninth house means the children of this man is going to give bhagyam or the luck. That's a very good combination because it's forming a beautiful connection between all the three trinal houses 1, 5, and 9. All right. So if you put, for example, planet Z in the 10th house of Capricorn, of course, in Capricorn, it is neither exalted or debilitated. It's normal. It's black color in the Greenstone Lobo chart. So he may have a career success, but he may not become famous because of his career successes. Okay, name and fame can be there, and that may not become very famous, but he may be famous in his known circle of friends and relatives. All right. And if you put this planet in Aquarius in the 11th house, it's a fall house. So it becomes very weak in Aquarius, and he may have problems with elder siblings. His social life will be a little bit limited. This person may be more of an introvert rather than extrovert. All right. In the same way, if you put that in the 12th house of enlightenment, Pisces is the zodiac sign for the deepest exaltation of planet Z. This person can be a very famous person who is very spiritual master and things like that, because fifth lord is connecting to 12th house. He may become famous in foreign lands, and he may enlighten people. He may be an enlightened person himself. Okay, all great things is seen through the 12th house when planet Z goes and gets exalted. All right, so we have just roughly covered the 12 houses. You look into your own chart and understand where it is placed, and I'm very sure that you will get a much better meaning of your own horoscope, because Greenstone Lobo concepts are done after thorough research work. Okay, in the more modern times, in the recent past, in the last 20-25 years, so it has got a lot of scientific data that backs this information. Okay, that's why I'm a very strong believer of this system, and I'm applying it in my own consultations, and I'm seeing amazing results and very true positive results. Trust me, it works. All right, let's put the actual examples of some famous celebrities. Sushant Rajput is one of my favorite Bollywood actor. Okay, he was extremely talented engineer who dropped out of engineering college and joined Bollywood movies. Okay, and unfortunately he was killed or murdered, or he committed suicide. Nobody knows exact information yet, but he was really a very good, talented young man. And the way he was dancing, the way he became famous was outstanding. Okay, what made him like this? Let's put the chart of him here. He was born. This is the database that I just took it from the internet. It is showing as 12 o'clock as the time of birth. This makes me a little bit doubtful whether he's born exactly at 12 o'clock, but plus minus it may be there. So, because Aries zodiac sign extends from 0 to 30 degrees for about 2 hours. So, even if he may be an afternoon born person. Okay, so this time zone, his Aries zodiac sign for the ascendant very much fits in because of so many other things which we can see here. Okay, so for him, it is the fifth lord, planet Z, goes and sits in the seventh house of others, right? So he became very famous, and fifth house is all about talent, as I told you, right? So he became the limelight, he had the focus, and most of those movies that he made was really a super hit. People liked him. Okay, and unfortunately, the god of death, Pluto, is also associated next to the planet Z, and of course, he died in a very mysterious way. And he's having Ketu there, Mars, and all negative planets sitting in the seventh house, and eighth house has Astama Shani when he was born, right? So eighth house Saturn, and then these combinations probably took his life. But he died in a very mysterious and an unfortunate way. And I just put this picture, if you all guys notice, a very special thing on his palm lines, right? He was a right-handed guy, so I'm going to look at his right hand always. I'm just giving this extra information because I like this man. Unfortunately, you can see that he has got a simian line. That means the heart line and the head line becomes conjoined. So like that. And when this happens in anybody's hands, the people will become quite unfortunate personalities, right? So he or she may not have a very good and easy life. Please note that the simian lines are going to give some tough situations in lives, and they may have secret enemies and things like that, and they may have some problems. Okay, of course, Pluto is debilitated in his horoscope and many other things. Mars is also a Lagna Lord himself, goes and sits with the god of death, and then Ketu also is there in the seventh house. So something very strong impact came to his Lagna, which has Rahu there, and then it killed him. Anyway, let's not talk about it because it makes me sad. He's such a young, talented boy, got killed unnecessarily. I don't know how. Okay, still the investigations are not out, and it's all in a mysterious way it went on. All right. So, at least look into the planet Z, we can understand that fifth lord going to the seventh house makes him very, very famous. Even after he died, he was very famous. Okay, even till today, he will be remembered for years, for sure. All right, the next guy I just chose is Hrithik Roshan. He is born. See, look at his horoscope. He is born with Libra ascendant. It is supposed to be all about Venus in his life, right? So Venus goes to the third house, and he had a lot of problems in his marital life and things like that. Anyway, so he has a love life problem because fifth lord Uranus comes and gets debilitated in his lagnum, so he had to go through the divorce and things like that. But what really makes him famous celebrity is planet Z, 11th lord in the 11th house, and that is the one which gave him name, fame, and all his incoming gains, right? So planet Z in the 11th house made him a famous celebrity, known with all his friend circle and things like that. Okay, so Lagna lord going to the third house, and of course it also has made him a very good communicator. Planet Venus in the third house makes him to use his hands and things like that to become famous. Third house is hands, of course. So it's a part of dance, right? Dancing. And again, legs. The Pluto is green here, the second lord in the 12th house. So he makes use of his hands and legs. He dances and he becomes extremely famous as he has 11th house planet Z. Okay, next, Tom Cruise. I have taken an example of an American celebrity, and he's well-known actor for decades. He has been very famous, and look at his planet Z, sixth lord coming into the third house. Again, third house, it gets exalted in Taurus, and he is so handsome, smart, the way he talks, the communication skill of this man is extremely good, and that is what has made him famous as celebrity actor. All right. And one more guy I want to talk about is Leonardo. Leonardo became very famous after that beautiful movie Titanic, right? So in his horoscope, we can see I have just chosen purposefully the horoscopes which has got planet Z in different locations. Okay, and in this case, it is the 12th lord planet Z get exalted. So what is happening? The 12th house is the he becomes a very famous personality in foreign lands as well. Okay, he's not just local American famous personality, but he becomes world famous. He makes movies which makes him world famous guy. So that is what is seen whenever you have planet Z in the 12th house. Okay, those celebrities will not be just limited to one country where they were born, but their name and fame spreads across the world. Okay, of course, this man has Pluto in the first house and negative Chiron in the seventh house, which led him to several problems in his marriage. And look at so many negative planets, red planets in the second house of family. So he had to marry thrice. Okay, right now he got two divorces, and of course this is a dual sign. Okay, Pisces is the seventh house of dual sign, so he got divorces, and then he is now married as of now to Camila Moron. And this is the reason when Pluto aspects the seventh house, and seventh house has a negative debilitated planet, the marriage stability will not be good. But otherwise, look at his planet Z, and that is exalted and gave him name and fame. All right. So many other things can be attributed in his horoscope. He has Jupiter in the exaltation point as well, and planet X in the 11th house as well. And his own Lagna Lord goes to the Gemini house of Gemini 10th house. So planet Y is also exalted for this man. So X, Y, Z, all three are exalted, but other problems related to Chiron is his marriage problem. Okay, let's not go into that one, but look, today's topic is to look at planet Z specifically, exclusively, and understand how it is benefiting the personalities. All right, so 12th Lord in the 12th house, exalted, gives name and fame in worldwide. The next one, Arnab Goswami. Look at his horoscope, friends. Uh, this is the man that I wanted to show you guys because he became famous celebrity TV anchor, right? So he came out of Times channel and he opened his own Republic TV channel and he roars in the TV. His voice. Look at the second lord in the second house in its own house, and planet Z has made him famous for his vocal cords, right? The way it vibrates, he makes sound. The way he debates is what he's all about. And his house of courage, he has Pluto there and Uranus as well. The way he shouts, all that is seen through this. And this is a very, very classical example of planet Z making people famous celebrities and through media channels. And he is known for his noise, all right, as a news anchor. And beautiful. This is a very clear example, and it is right there at 18 degrees. It is within the 10 to 20 degrees of Leo, and I'm very sure this is one which has made Arnab famous TV celebrity. All right. The next one, I had already shown this chart of Ramesh Babu Pragyananda in the previous video of planet Y being in its own house. Look at his planet Z as well. Okay, 12th Lord goes to the 4th house and then he becomes famous. So, what is this 12th Lord? 12th house is all about foreign connections. So, he plays chess with foreign people and also wins against them, defeats them. And he is going to be very famous in his homeland for his extremely good talent, and he's such a young budding chess player, and in this young age itself he has proven that he's one of the best in the world. Okay, and he has become famous celebrity. He has got the spotlight on him, and he has everything is possible through this planet Z. Okay, colossal wins, right? So he can beat Vishwanathan Anand himself. So outstanding position of planet Z in his horoscopes. All right, so far I have just shown you the positive parts of planet Z. I just wanted to just close this video by showing a negative part of Z as well. Look at this man who has got planet Z in its red position. Okay, so Rahul Gandhi was born in Libra ascendant, and for him 11th lord goes to the 10th house of karma, and then it is red. So what does it tell you? The large group of friend circle and network activities related to 11th house and of course house of income and gains is all going to its loss. That means 10th house is the loss of 11th house, and it goes and sits there and brings in a lot of problems for his own party. And because of that, because once he took the leadership of Congress party in India, the Congress party started going down and down and down. Okay, this could be one of the reason of him becoming a not so famous personality because of his unnecessary talks and things like that. All right, so you can see the negative effect of planet Z as well. So with this, of course, there is one important slide here. You can go into I don't say celebrity. It is the event that itself happens, right? So we have given you this from Greenstone Lobo's slideshow there that he made in his video. He has given all the years, from 1966 to 2019. We can see where all the planets they are located. Planet Z was located. So how to interpret this is this. So from between 1966 to 1970 August, it was in Cancer zodiac sign, right? So it is, and so on and so forth. Right now, it is we are in 2022. From 2019 to till now, it is there in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So whenever things happened in the past, let us see 1929, planet Z was exalted and the first color television came into picture. right? So again, media, celebrities, all that can be shown through the television, right? So it came in 1929. Look at Disneyland was opened in 1955 and Z was exalted as well. Okay, and this is very interesting. Dopamine is the chemical that that is released in our brains whenever we have that pleasure, happiness, motivation, and that was discovered in the year 1957 when Z was exalted. This is an interesting piece of information. Greenstone Lobo has put it. I'm just sharing his screenshot for the benefit of all the viewers. You can also take a screenshot of these and verify. And even you can Google certain instances wherein the attributes of planet Z has been doing very good, and then you can always add on. You can put your comments in this video comment section of this video as well. I would be glad to see your feedbacks. So let's see the Beatles, the famous group of musicians. They were started in 1961 when Planet Z was exalted as well. See, in fact, after the war, people needed some entertainment to calm them down, And Beatles is one such group which really brought in a lot of peace and beautiful music around the world. That was in 1961. Okay, video games, for example, the people are the young generation is very much addicted to that now. Was also started in the year 1972 in a very primitive way, of course, and when Planet Z was in its own house. All right, World Trade Center was opened in 1973. Then, the Microsoft Windows was launched in 1985. Interesting. So first laptop was launched in 1986 as well when we saw the Planet Z was exalted. An antidepressant medication was also introduced in the year 1987. Of course, artificial organ implantation and those things were also done in the year 2011 when Planet Z was exalted. So we can relate this into many events. Even you can put this in your own, when you take these years and put in your own chart and see when you were happy, when you became famous in your field of work, you will realize that Planet Z must have helped you guys. All right. So with this, we have come to the end of the video. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. And I want to interact more and more with you guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.